Hey there, this is Kim. How do you talk to people about what you have, your business or your product or your program? And I'm going to read a paragraph from a book called Words That Sell. It's a wonderful little book that you might want to get. Here's a point he makes. Number one, stress the benefits. Resist the temptation to thump your chest on behalf of your company. It's not see how great we are, but see what we can do for you. Show your potential customers how your product or service will make them happier, wealthier, more comfortable, or more secure, right with their interests in mind. Once you make the transition from company-centered copy and to customer-centered copy or words that you're speaking, that's half the battle. Okay, that's from a book called Words That Sell. And this is really a very difficult thing for most salespeople to do, particularly people in the network marketing business. Why? Because what do they teach us? Our company is the greatest, our product is the greatest, our service is the greatest, our board is the greatest, our medical people are the greatest, our ingredients are the greatest. We find our ingredients for our nutritional products, from whatever, in the Amazon. And so you're taught to talk about the descriptions of the product, whether it's DNA, whether it's mother's breast milk, whether it's at the cellular level, this happens. And the science behind it is absolutely, stunning. And maybe many of you believe that that's the case. See, this is a state situation where truth does not sell. Telling people who don't know anything about your company or your product or your business how great it is does not sell. Why? Because people don't care. They want to know what it's going to do for you first. What is it going to do for them? And that's why you want to focus on that. The only people who care about the validation, the quality of your programs and products are people that are in your company. They want to know all about, list all the ingredients. That's what all the meetings are about. What's in the product. Here's how this or that is made. Here's the quality of the paper. Here's the quality of the water. And you talk about all this stuff that happens internally or to the product or to your body. And I'm here to tell you that people don't buy based on that. Or they'll talk about our company's publicly held. Well, that's wonderful. We're 25 years old. Great, we're 50 years old. But if you think about buying, put yourself in the shoes of the buyer. I mean, really, how many people go into a store, say Whole Foods or someplace to buy nutritional supplements and say, well, I'd like to buy nutritional supplements from a company that's at least 35 years old. I'd like to buy nutritional supplements that are from a publicly held company. I mean, how many people really buy asking those kinds of questions, right? Nobody does. And that's why you don't want to lead with words like that, because the only people who care about what's in your product are probably users and those who made it. The people who care about who's on your medical board are people that are on it and the company itself. So it's not that you don't need this information, but don't lead with it when you're marketing, because nobody else cares. Think about iPhone. Do you think anyone walks into the store and says, I buy iPhone and I use Mac computers because the company is publicly held? I buy iPhones, I buy my iPhone because the company's now the richest on the planet. Does anybody say that? They buy the iPhone because of what they think it can do for them, or because their friends have it. It's not what's the inside of the iPhone. It's what it does for them. They can compute with it. They can do email with it. You can go on the internet with it. I mean, there's almost nothing you can't do with an iPhone, and that a 2-year-old can't do with one. But they don't talk about what's inside it to sell it. You show people using it, and that's what Apple has done, and that's what all great salespeople do. So that's what you want to model. And that's why in this book, Words That Sell, it's a wonderful little manual about what kinds of words do sell, depending on what you're marketing. But for you, this purpose of this message is ask the question always, how can this product help somebody else? Here's what it can do for you. List the kinds of things that it might be able to help someone with, and then of course be aware of who your audience is that you're looking at. Let's say that you have somebody who is really interested in health and organic, and they shop at all the local food markets so they can get their food that's basically pesticide free, that's the value set that they have. Then what you can do is tell them, we have this product for people who really like not only organic but certified organic. And so this is an example of someone who might want to look at your product because it has the kinds of values, features in it that matter to them to begin with. You wouldn't sell a product like that to somebody who buys one a day at Walmart, because clearly one a day, people who buy one a day are not thinking about really what's in the product. It's not as important to them as, say, other things are. So, and values are, everybody has one, like a belly button. So what you want to do is match the values that are inherent in your product or your service or your company with those that are shared by other people, So that way you're not trying to get people to change their values, because they won't. They're going to stay the way they are. So, and there's enough of a market for what you have, no matter what it is, I assure you. But the purpose of this lesson is to let you know that while you may think your company and the product and the service and your board of directors and your pay plan is the best out there, and it may be true. It might even be true. Let's say that it is. You and, 5,000 other companies who teach their reps exactly the same thing say yours is the best, and you've had a huge experience yourself. It won't sell. That's the point. You see, it doesn't sell as a first date. What you want first is, it's kind of like, I don't know, if you have a first date, you look at the person first kind of and see if you're attracted. You don't ask, I wonder how big their heart is, or what size their liver is, or I wonder exactly where it is in their body. You're not thinking about that. You're thinking about, is there an initial attraction, an initial match? And that's based on, your taste. Just like people have values, they have taste, they're all different. So whenever you find yourself talking about how great the company is, how old it is, and it's this and that and the other, and how the CEO is, come down from Mount Olympus, whatever it is, remember, nobody outside the company cares. So if you want to interest somebody else who's outside the company into what you're doing, the question is, here's how this can help you with something that I'm pretty sure you really want some help with. And as a tip, for example, for people in the networking that are looking to sell programs, trying to get people to join for the business, one wonderful advantage of the direct sales business, depending on the kind of company that you represent, is that you can, this is a program for someone who likes sales, loves sales, but who'd like to get some leverage from the work they do. So if you like making sales, this is a case where you can make a sale, and a person, if they continue buying, because they go on these subscription programs, if they continue buying, you continue getting paid. So that's a very unusual kind of sales. It's not like selling a house where you make one sale and you're done and you have to look for more pipeline. This is a case where it might be some kind of a service, or it might be a program that people use on a regular basis. A person can make a sale, or 2 or 10 or 20, and have 20 sales a month coming in on a fairly regular basis. Of course, there's going to be dropout and all of that. But, you figure that if you get 20% dropping out, and you get any sales the next month that you personally didn't generate, you're ahead of the game, totally ahead of the game. So when you're talking to people or writing copy, if the sentence begins with "this company is, the product is," scratch it. Start over, say, here's how this might be able to help you, given what I know about you. And then start listing some of the things, okay? So this is just a case where the truth, because what you say may be true, doesn't sell. Certainly not on the first date. So go to where the customer's mind is, which is, here's how this might be able to help you get where you want to go. Okay? All right, that's it. Goodbye. See you next time.